Quick disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional. This video is for educational and informational purposes only, and nothing should be taken as medical advice.
Hey, welcome back to Ideal 3D Projects. Here today, we're gonna be making some apple cider vinegar, and we have a 3D printed object that's gonna help us with this process. So here we have a 5-gallon bucket. Make sure it's clean, sanitized, and food safe. Next, we have a knife. Make sure that it's sharp. We have an item to secure our cloth with. Here's the 3D printed item to where we're gonna hold down, instead of a weighted item, it's gonna be this to hold down the apples so that they don't get moldy from the oxygen on top. And then the last thing here is we have a cloth to go over it for the fermentation process. Next, we'll go over here and we'll take all of these apples and we'll start to cut them up. You're gonna use about 15 to 20 apples. You'll cut them in half. And you can have the seeds in there too, cut them into quarters, and you can cut them down even more if you want. Throw them in there, and away we go. I thought this process was really simple when I started to do it. Anybody can do it. I add a little bit to my bath when I want to relax, when I want to do things for my skin. It's kind of tedious, but gotta get through it. If you want some amazing apple cider vinegar, make sure to wash your apples, and you can keep the seeds in there if you want. What's something that you use apple cider vinegar for in your everyday life? Normally, apple cider vinegar is really expensive. Luckily, you can make a 5-gallon bucket of it on your own, and it only takes about 5 weeks. You can cut them in different ways if you want. It doesn't really matter as long as that you cut them and you get them into the bucket. When you're fermenting these, you want to keep the temperature probably around 70 to 75 degrees. And keeping a consistent temperature is also nice. It's a lot of apples. Once you have all the apples done, we'll bring it back over here. And what we'll need to do is we'll need to add some water. And here we have some filtered water that we already have from our water tap that we have for our RO system. So now we'll go ahead and we'll cover the apples and make sure that the water gets over the apples about half full. And you can always dilute your concentrate later on. The last item is going to be sugar. Add this to be able to start the bacterial colonization in the fermentation process. Give it a good stir. Once it's nice, good, and stirred, then we'll take our cover, we'll push it down, and luckily this bucket does not have a complete unity to it, so once you get down a little bit, it's nice and snug, and we'll keep the apples down just like that. And now we let this sit for about 3 to 5 weeks, stirring it occasionally. We'll put our cloth over it and get our band over it as well. And there we have it. Now, 3 to 5 weeks later. If you liked any of this content and you want to see how this turned out in the future, let me know. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you in that next video. Later.